motherfucking faggots blocking the signal. At least you can't block when you call somebody. About their little ships and weapons, you know what I'm saying? If they only fucking knew, and they think they're gonna learn something here, they ain't gonna learn goddamn thing here. It's just bigger than they can even imagine. Way bigger than they can imagine. The enemies of the state, fuck the state. The enemies of life everywhere. They only fucking would stop, but they don't. And they won't. So they're gonna get exactly what they want. They're little pondering ass, weak coward motherfuckers. Sit there and rap and hide and working and doing the dumb shit they do. See, they believe in their lives, they only know the truth. They'd be destroyed quickly. Keep going. Get a little off over there. I gotta vacuum again. No, let's vacuum the other day, bro. Cats cleaner than your dog's my ass. Gone for like 3 or 4, about 4.5, 4 or 5 hours, all right? Your little kitty litter, nasty little self. You ain't cleaner than a dog. You might wipe your ass and stuff, but you ain't cleaner. They do that too. You are not cleaner. That mushroom in the morning. What's going on, beloveds? Yeah, I've been waiting for a minute, and I think they hiding the signal on all platforms because that's who they are. They're stupid. They don't know no better. They're as dumb as they come. And all walks of life, sadly. I'm gonna get it in because I gotta head out. It's just going on 7, actually. So some would say, well, they ain't kind of early. I'm in Arizona. The people at work, just getting there, getting in the groove. It's a Thursday, and the slave job, and the people on the East Coast who've been at work for at least 2 or 3 hours. And then there are people who don't work at all. And I mean literally do nothing. Sit around like Pinky in the fucking brain, but being like Pinky. And that gay cartoon. Trying to plot how they're going to take over the world, and they don't even know who the fuck they are. Then you got the ones who are believing they're taking over the world, and they definitely don't know who they are, and they think they know who they are. Anyway, big cities. I'm going to say this again. Matt Hopper TV, all those platforms out there, all the hip-hop artists, a bunch of sick derivatives of themselves who are attempting, some of them know what's going on, attempting to live their best life, knowing exactly what's going to happen, and being part of the absolution of their own destruction. This is how foolish these niggas are. Pushing black. We got dumbass Negro women, my melanated women, if you don't really know a truth and you're going to completely express the same rhetoric that you have been indoctrinated with, and you are, in hindsight, with blinders on, looking at all the time and stuck there, shut the fuck up about going back to Africa, thinking you being logistically intelligent, running your mouth, talking like you know something. Well, over there, they didn't do this. And when I heard some of these sisters this morning, when I was going over there to inform people I'm about to go live on TikTok, I heard this group of these dumbass Negresses, and they liberals. You could tell they're in the suburbs, and you know, you can tell because it's a sound. There's a certain sound. You can't make it up and hide it. And I know they want to mess with everything right now, but anyway, because the fake Jews feel some kind of way. You got to remember, I have Ashkenazis who I love. They are tired of the lie. They're tired of the beautiful, the ugliness and the bullshit. All right, I got Hindu brothers who I respect to the highest degree, but even they are more aware of the truth than even people in their homeland. And we're talking about immigrants. We ain't talking about motherfuckers that was not the ones born here. The ones born here, they don't want to hear the bullshit. All right, so you see this thing with China and Mexico and with Trudeau and all these motherfuckers. When I tell you that they're working together and they're using the largest number of individuals, and that's how I'm talking about the people. I'm surprised at. But when you program North Korea as a perfect exception to the narrative, when you want to condition the people, well, see, what people forget here is that within parliaments and places in China, there was a push against America, a narrative painted. And who created it? Well, certain individuals within the CIA, the military industrial complex, are the ones creating it on the different lands, even in the Arab countries, because you have a lot of ignorant ass pale skins here, a whole lot of them, and some who aren't that ignorant, who know exactly what part they played. Some in obscurity because they don't want to be bothered with it. Some who are just, they think to die doing something they believe in, or even if they don't, because they just want the rush of it all, they think the end of it is going to be nothing. They don't dream. And I ain't talking about dream as to what you have been antiquated with. I'm talking dream on knowledge. Whether you want to call it realm walking or whatever term you want to utilize, I don't care. I'm so tired of all these different terms. To sit there and to point at one to tell you that it's farther from the truth than you can imagine. When you're able to walk and touch the person in your dream, then come back and talk to me. Now, I ain't talking about you had a wet dream because it felt like you was really fucking. I'm talking about going into a dream you were in the night before. Walk up to that individual, touch them, and get a response. And watch their face. You don't have a fucking clue. Now, some of these things I don't want to mention, I'm going to mention, but I have to mention because we have parliament tricks going on with people who have been cut off from reality. It doesn't matter what kind of people they are. I wouldn't give a fuck if they had 8 tails, 5 ears, 20 eyes. Seriously, y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but it wouldn't matter. They condition you with Hollywood to look at every other alien in movies as other people's. And in fact, you're the only ones who are alienated from your existence and your truth. When I said backwards, reverse, upside down, inverted, I am not speaking on a facsimile of conspiracies and theories, which one alludes to the other. I'm speaking with authority. I didn't pull every city in there. It just wouldn't fit. You know, they have a certain queue, a number, and blah, 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 etc. You know how that goes. California, Washington, Oregon, Nebraska, Ohio, Idaho, all of Florida, Jayville, Neville, Louisiana, goddamn, New Mexico, all of you. They keep distracting you with all kind of shit. Like me, I still have a brace for my rifle. I'm with Guns of America and like 3 other platforms. We're waiting for their final ruling. But it doesn't apply to me. See, I'm really aware of that. Now, the niggas in the streets and in the costumes don't know that because they're too dumb and ignorant because the people over them want to make them that way. Not all. There are people in uniform who know, bro. I've just talked with enough of them. They're going, yeah, something ain't right. They used to come to me and ask me, a handful of them, yo, I want your take on this. And, you know, they come in a professional, I'm like, yo, put that bullshit down, bro. You ain't getting to the police force and become super fucking intelligent, smart, and authoritative. I don't even want, don't come around me like that. Then they go back to being themselves. I'm like, that's who the fuck I'm looking for. Don't ever do that. You know, and I had to break that down. Even cops on the street, even the ones that searched me, and the Spanish guy realized who I was because it was cold outside. He's like, oh shit. Because the Peckerwood was trying to do his little racist shit, incorporated by Bloomberg at the time. And the half Hindu and Spanish dude was like, oh, and he took the knife from the white dude, put it back in my pocket, and says, And the white dude, the pale skin dude, not white, tried to look tough. And I looked at him and I smiled. And I said to him, I said, another one? And he was like, oh, sorry, bro. This is right after, about a month after I helped Bike Man, another police officer who was fighting two Africans. But he was there to collect something. It's none of my business. So I like Bike Man. I like this little feisty Italian ass. You know what I'm saying? He was a real one. And every time I see him, how's it going, Red Jim? I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a struggle. I'm a veteran. What do you expect? I mean, goddamn. He's like, we're all veterans, bro. I was like, yeah, I know. You know, and that was when I was in New York, but I used to go to Mount Vernon and walk the scariest and most treacherous and deadliest streets 12 and 1 and 2 o'clock at night, just to walk. Just walk in there. I was on the fork of Yonkers, the Bronx where I was at, pretty rough there. The prostitution, the gangs, everything, and Mount Vernon. Deadly. Cops wouldn't even walk down the streets. Wouldn't even drive down the streets. If I would have said 911, I wasn't shot, I'd have been there to the AM. You think I'm playing? Anywho, it's not just because I knew people there. In Mount Vernon, where I walk, I ain't know nobody. I just walk. Sometimes I get back home from patrolling with the Guardian Angels. I go up to the radio thing with Curtis, right? And he's not there, but just go up there to get like they had little machines where you get like Snickers and shit like that and a drink and everything. I used to go up there if we can go up in the L, you know what I'm saying, and grab me a couple snacks before getting on the 6 train. And so while I got home, I get off on, Jamaica, and I'm like, I don't feel like stopping on East 243rd. I would just walk past, come through Yonkers and make my way up to Mount Vernon, and just walk. It'd be 2 o'clock. I'd be walking for hours. No depression, nothing like that. Just walking. You know what I mean? Like a forced march. Like sometimes when the sun starts coming up. Coming through over our horizon. And I would just listen to everything and everybody. And you can never be around me and say black and go back to Africa and all that kind of crazy stuff, Negroes, because I tear them up. And then a lot of times, a lot of them would say stuff and never be listening because they've condemned themselves already. But I see that more and more. You got Eric Adams, that fake nigga in New York. I'm not surprised that he got in the office. It don't matter who they would have voted for. They would have been subjugated to the same thing and doing the same crap. You think about him doubling down to buy that building that was, I guess, a mental or whatever it was. And now it's a place, instead of for the homeless and the veterans and everything else, they're giving it to the migrants. This is what I'm saying. Like, y'all are allowing this shit to happen. And you big cities fail us every time. I'm grateful that we have good police officers. There's some bad ones in there, whatever, man. Because sometimes you need a bad police officer to deal with bad motherfucking monkeys. No, I'm dead ass serious. And people think I'm playing. I'm not gonna lie. I know that there's a couple police officers very questionable who I trained, and we sparred, and they would try and get rough, and then I would just hurt them, intentionally. Don't try that roughhousing with me, motherfucker. So I know that within them to go out there and utilize some of that for bad. Yeah, never went around asking and looking for it, just to know it. You would think that all the police officers' fighting tactics, all coming from Navy SEALs, this, that. Well, you got a lot of special forces guys that work on that and know some good fighting. But then there are those of us who actually know some fighting. And you can't bring that and give it to a person. I don't care about the Navy SEALs tactical learn this week in 3 weeks. It just don't work that way. I don't give a fuck who. You can learn mentally overcome stuff, finding a way to stay comfortable. Yeah. You can become very sadistic, narcissistic in that mannerism, you know, of your sadist ideology. Yeah. But that's not who we are. If I was to come to you and say, look, I'm going to show you all this stuff in these big warehouses. And you're going to be like, whoa, is that alien technology? Whoa. This is stuff unavailable to the regular people. And I say, but look, this is the deal. Now you got to go back to your job and we're going to call you. And there's certain things you need to do. Don't worry about if you get caught. Okay? We can give you 3 ways out. But you'll be all right with us. This happens on a regular. Or we have pictures of you cheating with 3 women, a couple of prostitutes in your car. We know that you kind of swing both ways. And we know that you built this platform over the last 12 years as an official or a CEO or a rep. And what we're going to do, as long as you do this, you get an extra $10,000 a month to make sure this is done. No questions asked. Don't worry about your seniors and your chiefs, your chiefs and your lieutenants. Everything is covered. They don't have to give a lot of information. They already have you. It's how they work with a lot of the niggas who betrayed the Black Panthers, beside those self-hating niggas who were just straight up uniform wearing indoctrinated monkeys. We've had enough of them express themselves who have recently passed away, all right, for their betrayal, and they wish they had not. But see, a lot of these cats are never going to get that chance. A lot of you watching who might be doing that, you might not ever get that chance. It's a reality. Not everybody gets to see all the magic, the sparkle, the glitter, and the boom, boom, boom. But there are those. I'm not here to stop. It's not about that. When I realized who I was, it was about just sharing information, talking about shit, pointing shit out, going hard at the enemies of life. Not no particular group, no separation, deviation. Do I want my people segregated? You fucking ain't right. They need to wake up and see who they are. But they're not going to be able to do it with all these music entertainers who have been devalued and reevaluated in the eyes of somebody else. That a lot of y'all still run around and your relatives and cousins who you don't speak up because you don't know how to say it, or you're worried about a fisticuff. Sometimes you need to take a bloody lip, but I don't advocate violence, so be smart in that demeanor. But there are things going on, and people aren't able to put it together. You can't make this stuff up, man. You really can't. How do they stay in position? Because a lot of our people don't know how to get out of the position they're in. And probably never will. I grew up with a lot of motherfuckers, right, who are become very ignorant and arrogant in their fucking ignorance. And they still walk around like they know some shit, but they don't know a goddamn thing. Now, there's a bunch of them coming over and be like, you're red, yo, I was listening to so-and-so, because everything's been good. It's always when shit start going bad that motherfucker wants to acclimate and change the narrative and look at things differently. Stay hidden, not say nothing like a coward. Instead of saying, I was wrong, I made a mistake. Yo, I'm not about being right all the time. It's not what it's about. I know that some people wondering because I need to keep you staring in your head. I need you to rise to the occasion, seek betterment of self, and stop looking outside to do it. I'm serious. We continue to look outside. Don't look at me as an abstract to the distraction. Don't look at me as a source for the tool to fix things. Look at me as something that's saying, hey, look, I'm walking this way. You can walk this way too, but you got to walk in your own steps. What you're going to find on the other side, it might not be pleasant. Don't get the savior effect, because I'm nobody's fucking savior. Not the fuck at all. Am I here to wake a whole lot of folk up? Hell to the fuck no. Not at fucking all. I can give a fuck less about half the motherfucking Cretans walking around. But yet you hear me say, but I love life and enemies. Yeah. But those who have accepted their life and accepted living, I am not talking about the back, because see, you're the ones that coming after. And I'm very aware that they know that I don't really give a fuck in its entirety. The things that I care about is a balance. I never like bullies. They're pussy. There's always somebody that can knock out the biggest motherfucker, and somebody that can knock that bad motherfucker out who might have been seen as the weakest of them all. So, you see what happened over in a certain country, the same thing with the laser shit. Melted aluminum, bar, right? There's more places than that. They're just not going to say nothing because they're grafted in as well. As long as they're safe. Very selfish. We live in a very tarantula time. I would just like to see people actually acclimate and go, all right, I'm going to stop with the colorism. We're not going to get nowhere successfully like that. I don't have to go secret and all James Bond in another direction to acquire and attain, what I was attempting to do the other way. With certain individuals do that, and they're doing it now. The disease of the mind, when it has been disrupted or not permanently, but damn near destroyed, is what you see. And you see that in the cities. The major cities are full of the mentally incapable at the moment. They're destroyed. They're self-inflicted, the self-inducing, because they've bitten the fruit of the lie. And how do you escape that? When you've been nurtured in the lie, when that's been part of your narrative. And so everything that comes around you, you're going to look at with obscurity, and you're going to be like, okay, now I don't have to know that I'm de-evaluating this individual or de-appreciating myself in reality. I'm just going to walk this finite line to where I'm at. And sometimes people have to walk that, Josephus, until they, until they realize, or something is very paramount that doesn't exaggerate, but allows them to see something a little different. We don't have that kind of time. In my dreams, not only do I see other times and periods, not only was I able to walk up and touch somebody and then laugh at their expression, I also realized that some of them were very, very real. They happened too many times in different parts. I'm not going to say too much about that. You have to get there on your own. It doesn't mean that you're by yourself. You have to get there on your own. Do you understand that interpretation? Get there on your own doesn't mean by yourself. If you climbing a mountain and somebody's climbing above you and below you and you fall, if you have a drink in front of you, who's going to lift it and hold it to your lips? You got to get there on your own. Doesn't mean somebody's not sitting with you or walking with you. There are a lot of people in very, very dark places. And there's some who embrace it. Would I say to you, those of you who are in your dark place, to embrace it? Yes. Oh, yes. It doesn't mean that you cannot partake in the funtivities and festivities of love, laughter, and life. But darkness. But I need, fuck what I want. I would never tell you what I want. But what I need is for you to snap about your fucking corners and start speaking on these things. I don't hold the patent on this. I have no ownership on it. If I was to take a few of you and share with you some of my adventures and then show you things on the side of that, you probably go,
Asalam 12.
hold on. That was, anyway. Because I know it's early in the AM, and he's on this side of the river. You know what I'm saying? They're not great. They're just things that if you've never seen them, you would be like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They all don't work. Oh, they can. Obviously. There's millions of inventors out there. And they're hiding their shit. Trust me. Mine's not worth hiding. I'm not I would never put the things that I know on paper or aggress to go build them in the state we're in. Some might say, why do you do that? You know, oh, it don't work that way. You know, when you have two inventions stolen, and at that time, I was like not depressed. I was so furious that that artistic and that creative value I demeaned and I demonetized in myself, and I put it away, even though the ideas were still there. So whenever I do something now, I do it in obscurity. I have a way. I found a way to walk different. They're not. It's not about things that are new so much. Things that are pragmatic, of course. But if you saw, you would be like, and see, that's how we've been grafted to look at something outside of ourselves as if it's greater when it's not. Everybody is creative. Some people aren't meant to invent certain things, but create or invent other things. Even a new way of painting, or even a new way of dancing, or a new way of how to enter their vehicle, or put on their shoe. I mean, we're all inventors, storytellers. But then we have those who have to get in a position to feel like there's some kind, they have power and that they control everything around them. The problem is they have no self-control, and they're in a position never meant for them. But we live in a time where people can acquiesce that false power and that false control, because most people are very ignorant and don't have their own power nor their own control. And it's due to all these worthless, and I call these motherfuckers that set these platforms up to keep people in the gutter. Vlad TV. Why are monkeys still running to Vlad TV? I know Boosie's scared the fuck out of Vlad. But why? Because they're paid. Now, if that doesn't illuminate the fact that people will betray you for something that has no life to it, but give meaning of life to it, they're not making the fiat no more. The fiat is making them. And until y'all realize that, why do you think Soul Train and BET fell off the way they did? Because they were getting a little woke, and people started to see them for what they wore. And so what they had to do in the back rooms was, we have to change this with a whiskey and a $10 cigar, you know what I'm saying? With their suits on, and the mahogany chairs and walls and teak. We have to change. All right, let's reach out to that little crab. What's the CEO of? Yeah, reach out to that motherfucker. Get his ass. Make sure that he is informed. This is what he's got to do next. And these people eat better than you, live better than you, and they don't have all the depression and things that keep them clouded and down, but they are sick. And they go to certain individuals who we have in our pockets and make sure that their monetization is inferior to us to push this agenda when it's not even about a damn dollar. They could do it. And believe me, the richest motherfucker at the top, who you've never seen, he don't have no fucking money. Don't need it. A lot of them under don't have no money. They control it, that controls you, and they live without none of that. They probably will never touch a dollar or a penny or a dime or a nick. The golds, they never touch none of it. They understand that it's a big game, and they've created so many mazes, so many different receptacles, that you would never find them all and be able to acclimate when it's more simpler than that. You don't acknowledge the motherfuckers. See, y'all keep giving too much acknowledgement to shit you should not acknowledge. You keep acknowledging stuff, and you don't have to acknowledge it. Even when you're done wrong, don't mean you have to acknowledge it. You see it? You stay to yourself. I mean, and it can go either way. You create your own purgatory. And there's an enemy out there who's worse than the enemies you're looking at. And 9 times out of 10, it's you. Oh, there's the ones out there, of course, you know, that in your head, oh, that's a sick motherfucker, because you watched all the bad things. So that's in your DNA. You know, you can get a kitten, right? Never been around other cats, and nurture this cat, and that cat can see you, and all of a sudden, at one day in its life, you become the enemy, not realizing that the cat's predecessors were tortured, harmed, and frightened of man and woman, or woman and man. And all of a sudden in their DNA, because they're not jabbed the fuck up, it's all of a sudden it snaps in. You think I'm lying? Google it and do the research yourself. Does that mean they can't be changed? Of course they can. But that will always be in their DNA. That's the destruction of society. It's like the gator, 16 foot long with the human body in its mouth. We are not just careless and reckless. Look at the guy in Florida. Oh, was that where was that? Florida? Where the guy went to take a piss behind the bar and the gator snapped his goddamn arm off. I got the video. Now I'm talking about the real thing. Or the woman pushing her stroller and this big 15-foot gator came up. You usually got to brush a gator for it to snap on you and then go into the death throes, drag you and then spin you to take you to the deep and make sure that you're dead. This baby was pulling the cart on his little walk, looking out over the water, and this gator just came up, clop. What brushed the gator to make it come up and attack? See, things are changing. And people will be held accountable, if not by the people who they wrong, but by the world itself. And when I say the world, I'm not talking about just here. Order has always been established, even the contextual out of order ideology. If you want to walk on the side of disorder, order has something for that. Because that disorder is not a truth in existence. It is a phenomenon. It is an anomaly. It is something that's momentary. I don't care how long or short. It is momentarily. There are those who believe they can do everything and set things up the way they want it set up, and then everything will be fine. That is, let's say it lasted for 5,000 years, and everybody was gone that established it. Now it's the people who are left, who have been garnered and groomed and to keep it going and to better it. Where order will reach out and show its true ugly head and express to you the perfection of what fallacies, malice, harm, destruction, and ugly is. Now, if you want to call that the God or the wrath, whatever. But see, it does have this, and it's real as you and I. See, right now, they've got everybody grafted in. You know, this is a mirage, and this is a different realm, and this is the Matrix, and you're not really in existence. Just all the bullshit. No, you're real. You're really fucking here. This time exists. It's with a painted narrative, regardless. But you don't want to listen to these motherfuckers who are not telling you how to raise your awareness, you elevate yourself, or anything. And books are not the answer. Books are a tool that can be used both ways. Think about your Bible and your Quran and your Torah. It can be utilized both ways. It can be rewritten and perverted, as it has been, even from its creation. The thing is, why and who? Or to whom does it benefit? First, they had to take over the lands, get rid of the original inhabitants. By maleficence, because of science, they knew who to deal with and how to create more numbers and change that narrative. And you have, in time, it's no hate towards them, a new narrative painted, and nobody's paying attention to that. The simplest and easiest thing. I hope I'm making sense. Hey, Snoop, what's up, baby? Rondo, beloved. Mikey Hill, Herbo, T. Hines. It's good to have y'all in here. I figured it was probably hiding me. I knew it was kind of early, but you know how it goes. But I just wanted to share that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't look for the worst in people. You don't have to. Always have your head on a 360, but always be tentative. The enemy is not going to stop. Just like you are not going to stop. Like I said, your own worst enemy is you. Let's make the right and better decisions. You know what I'm saying? You have choices. Regardless of other people's choices, you have your choices. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to come along and they're going to paint a picture. And you're going to look at that picture and you're going to throw up. Because it wasn't meant for you. You know what I'm saying? But don't go out creating enemies. And don't go out there in your the great I am, and look to cause problems. That's just stupid. You would think that I actually allude to that. No. No. It'd take your children to learn how to be able to do that with the right nurturing. No. Some people will say, well, isn't that kind of what you're talking? No, I'm not talking about shit nobody else has not mentioned. What I'm doing, I'm sharing history. That means things people wrote, regardless of whether it's facts or fiction. I am discussing to you how to better carry yourself because you need to better yourself. And the fact that there are people who are scared. There are people in certain positions. The predicaments are what they are. This is not the earth of our ancestors, nor of our future, or your future. That is determined by what you do, not tomorrow, but today. I'm not the greatest speaker, and far from it. Because I'm not big on all that. I didn't want to do, remember when I said I didn't want to do YouTube, and everybody was like, come on, man. All right, when the numbers get there, I'll tell the story. Some people might listen to the story and go, meh. I'm not going to say who was in the visual. Some of you are going to hear the story and go, the fuck? The reality is, like New York, 8 million stories. What story do you listen to? How do you know what story to listen to? One in the story, I actually allude to the fact that you have to listen to yourself. But regardless of that, we're dealing with some fuckboy times. I mean, real fuckboy issues. And it's up to you. It's up to you. It's all up to y'all. Not up to me. Like I said, I don't really want to be doing this shit. Let me get myself up, get myself out of here, do what I got to do, and I'll see you when I get back. I can't wait to get into this read because I am going to start reading. Goddamn that new book. Goddamn, I can't wait. I want to read that book so bad. And I hope y'all take it heads in a swivel. Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, boy? Say hi. Say hi. You want to say hi? Say hi. Yeah, right here. Say hi. Yeah, you want to say hi. He's like, man, I just want to come over because I saw you talking in the screen. You looking for the wire to chew on? Okay, all right, Roger that. He's just, yeah, you know, that's what. He wanted to bite on that. I knew it. Why you want to chew on that, man? It's on my radio, two-way. No, you're going to mess up the, no, you can't be chewing on that. Why is it y'all got to chew on stuff when you see it? It's rubber, what is it? Yeah, dog, man. Let it be. Anyway, let me, he's coming over here to it. Yeah, look, watch this. I got a toy that's like this, right? It's got a rope and a little fish, a bird on it. He goes ballistic over it. I love it. Oh man, get it, Papa, get it, Papa, get it. Gato. El loco en la cabeza, the gato, eh? The gato es loco en la cabeza. Oh my God. Get it. Oh, you gonna pull it off? All right, let me get it. He tickles me. He really does. Okay. I'm gonna put it back up, man. No. Stop it, man. Leave it alone. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all here shortly. I hope y'all get a laugh behind that, because you know it's good for a lot of people need some laughs, all right? I'm gonna see y'all here shortly. I might go live while I'm writing. We'll see. All right. You can see the energy coming on. I did start it. Yes. Anyway, number love and appreciation, respect given. You know what I'm saying? Always. And I'll see y'all shortly. All right.